From Wimberley, Texas, at Wimberley High School, this is Panther Baseball being carried to you on the Navarro Panther Network. Today is Game 3 of the bi-district playoffs between the Navarro Panthers and the Fredericksburg Billies, 2 in district, and have a 22-6 overall record. They finished second overall in their district. Fredericksburg went 8-7 in their district. They were 17-4 overall and finished third in their district. So how did we get to Game 3 today? Thursday night, Navarro won 3-1 at Fredericksburg in a very tight game that was 1-1 heading into the final inning. And then they broke the tie on a Landon Taylor single in the top of the different in at Navarro last night. Fredericksburg won that game 10-0. 5-run third inning propelled Fredericksburg to take the lead and hold it for the remainder of the game. On the mound,
the bi-district championship between the Fredericksburg
on the mound tonight is Austin Davidson for the Panthers. He has thrown just a little bit this series. We'll talk about that more in just a minute. But he has a 4-1 record, a 2.69 ERA, and a 2.69 ERA. He has thrown 28.2 innings. He has allowed 11 earned runs, 13 walks, and has struck out 36 hitters over that 28 innings he has pitched so far. For Fredericksburg, it's Drake Threadgill. He has a 2-3 record, a 2.80 ERA, has pitched 25 innings, 10 earned runs allowed so far this year, 20 walks, and 23 strikeouts over the 25 innings he has pitched. Couple of things as far as pitch counts go and the availability. We'll have more from Mr. Blackburn on pitching and availability here in just a minute, but I want to remind you just a couple of things here. Through 56 pitches, allowed 5 earned runs over 2 1/3 innings, 3 walks, and a hit batter. The pitcher that followed him is not very available today, but he would still have a balance of about 15 pitches to throw today if necessary. Last night, the Billies used their pitcher last night. Asher comes in. He'd be available today also. Aiken threw 1 inning in the first game. He also threw a third of an inning last night. And we mentioned Davidson starting for the Panthers today. He threw an inning back in Game 1, so he'll be tacking on to his total as we get going. So let's welcome in Lance Blackburn. Again, I'm Clay Scarborough. This is your skeleton crew today. Hank Dieter, Beatrice Wells are away. And so we are doing the best we can with our computer and our camera, and we're just rolling through as much baseball as we can here in Game 3. So, Mr. Blackburn, it's like Game 7. So insert whatever cliche you want for do or die.
It is. Skeleton crew it is, but I tell you, it should be a wild one, Clay. Usually these games, like you said, Game 3 of a 3-game series, Game 7, essentially is what it is. But, the pitching gets thin. You've usually, you've used your ace pitchers in Game 1 and Game 2. Luckily, though, the Panthers, we've got a fairly deep, I wouldn't say bullpen, but pitching staff. It is high school, so if you have an ace pitcher, usually then you got kind of a B pitcher or a second pitcher, and then you kind of got everyone else. You know what I mean? So at this point, Davidson, I would not call him and everyone else, and Landon Taylor, I wouldn't necessarily call in everyone else. I'd call them closer to a B pitcher or a 2 pitcher. And so I think that bodes well for the Panthers today. Unfortunately, I haven't seen Fredericksburg play this year, so I don't know exactly what Threadgill is going to bring. I can only look at his stats, and but I'm sure that he will be. He's a competitor. I know he's a heck of a baseball player, so I can only imagine that he will bring his best. And but usually these Game 3s are usually pretty high scoring. So
yeah, and a couple of years ago when the Panthers made a 4-round deep run, it was the number 3 pitchers that tilted those series. Boswell for the Panthers in one huge series had to step in. Okay, we are going to step away for a second for the national anthem. We'll come back with starting lineups from Wimberley, Texas in just a second. We are back to Wimberley, Texas. Game 3 of the series between the Navarro Panthers and the Fredericksburg Billies about to get underway. It is 78 degrees here in Wimberley. We have a nice view of the hill country here. A couple of hilltops sit off the right field foul pole. It's overcast. We have a light wind out of the east, 7 miles an hour. 70 would not be a light wind. We do have a 30% chance of rain. We've had a little drizzle since we've been here, not near as much as last night at Navarro. Let's get into the starting lineups for today's game, as Fredericksburg will be the visitor in this contest. They lost that toss, and Navarro will have the home field advantage in Game 3. Colton Wolf will lead off for the Billies. He is batting first and will be the shortstop. Asher Goldman, the pitcher last night who got the win and almost got the complete game, he will be the third baseman for the Billies. Colton Aiken, the first baseman. He's played a lot of time at first base this series for Aiken. Had a couple of good digs yesterday. He bats third. Drake Threadgill, the pitcher for the Billies, he bats fourth. Batting fifth is Reed Spies. He is at second base. Diego Guerva, the designated hitter, will bat sixth. Brett Bowers, the catcher, bats seventh. Sam Brewer, the right fielder, will bat eighth. Weston Herber, the left fielder, will bat ninth. And Nathan White will be playing center field in place of the designated hitter, Diego Guerra, for the Billies. We will get to the Navarro lineup here in just a second, but we are ready to get underway. Austin Davidson has completed his warm-up tosses. Colton Wolf will step in for the Fredericksburg Billies. Wolf steps in, batting .329 on the year. Started the series with .329 batting average and a .407 on-base percentage. 2 for 8 so far in the series. Looks at strike one on the outside corner from Davidson. Davidson works out of the stretch, gets the ball back, and is ready to throw the ball already. There's a strike. All-speed pitch has Wolf swinging through it. Count goes 0-2.
Nice pitch there by Davidson. Great start.
Almost like a little changeup. This is low and away there. Didn't break enough to be a slider or a curve.
And you'd expect nothing less from him. Just a competitive kid.
That's what you need to start this game out.
Yeah.
You know, in a Game 3, do or die.
I know he was not happy last night, so.
Popped him up in the infield. And in calling for it is Wood. Makes the play. He's there. And there he is, one away. The first out of the game. Here is Asher Goldman. He steps in. Started the series with a .301 batting average, a .318 on-base percentage. And right now on this series is 4 for 8. The top 5 hitters, there is ball one. We'll come back to those hitters here in just a second. Davidson delivers quickly. It's a hit well to left field. In the left center field gap, diving forward is Wilkinson. He can't get there, all the way to the wall. Goldman continues his tear around the bases and will go back to second. Landon Taylor did a great job there of following Goldman. Had a chance at a backdoor play, but the Panthers went ahead and followed the double cut routine.
Yeah.
All the way into third.
And I thought Wilkinson, his age showed there as a freshman. It looks like he probably should have kept running. I don't know if he
probably take the angle on that one. I agree.
A little bit different angle, a little bit misjudged, but that's okay. He made a nice recovery and held it to a double.
So Asher Goldman, not only did he pitch great last night, he's now 5 for 9 on the series.
First baseman, number 27, Colton Aiken.
Colton Aiken steps in, the first baseman, .221 batting average, .389 on base, 1 for 7 so far in the 2 games. Ball one outside. The first 4 hitters for the Billies go 2 hits, 4 hits, 1 hit, 5 hits. After that, it drops off considerably. Davidson comes home. Hit hard to left field to base hit. And waving around third is Coach. Goldman's coming home. The throw will be cut off. And with an RBI single, Aiken puts the Billies on the board early. And this is what happened at Navarro yesterday. The Billies jumped out to an early lead, making a quick statement about this game.
RBI single for Aiken. Brings to the plate. Cleanup hitter, number 4, Drake Threadgill.
Drake Threadgill, who's your pitcher for the Billies, steps in, the right-handed hitter. 5 for 6 on the series.
Just been on fire, Clay. I mean, Threadgill, 5 of 6.
Between him and Goldman.
Yeah, man.
So
But Billy's connecting early here. They're seeing things well off Davidson.
1 out. Here's the pitch. It's up high, ball 1. So each of the ball 1s have been followed by fastball hits. Billies have made a decision when they see a fastball, they're going to be swinging at it. That is up high and away. Count goes 2-0. Might have been letter high and maybe a tad outside.
And Cole Brown turns around and asks Young,
where was that?
Yeah.
The 2-0 delivery. Swung on and popped up. Wilkinson's there in center. Moves a little to his right. Now plays straightaway center and makes the play. So 2 away here. Davidson now has an opportunity to get out of the inning trailing by 1.
And that was a big out.
Absolutely, because now you can minimize the damage. In the first inning of the game yesterday, the Billies jumped out to a 2-0 lead and then added on 5 runs in the third, which made all the difference. Navarro doing a little positioning here. The right fielder, Hyman, moves more toward right center. So Speed steps in, the second baseman. He swings to the first pitch. It's an off-speed pitch for a strike. Changeup or something dipped out of the zone. Spies 0 for 1 this series. .337 batting average. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, foul. Past the Wimberley, Texas sign.